Hello, guys. I am back again with another live stream with my special guest here.
Landon's Techno Collectibles. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've gone live, and the last time I went live was on my birthday. So yeah, but yeah, I definitely felt like I just wanted to go live just to you know, just because I just felt like it. Because why not? Because yeah, I'm just been kind of bored. But yeah. So any updates with you?
Well, not well. A life update, yes, but hobby update, not necessarily. Whoa, that's weird. StreamYard's glitching. What the heck? What? Hold on. That's weird. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, good. I just recently opened my very first bank account. So I got that out of the way. Um, I also I've been starting to pay a lot for my other things now around the house. Not This is not hobby wise, but um, I've been benefiting more for myself now. I also have been. I was gonna get an e-bike, but we're gonna wait on that right now because I'm gonna use my scooter for the time being, and then yeah, another update. Which I mean, not most people know on my channel, but I completely almost downsized my whole weather radio collection, and I have a total of 23, I believe, which is plenty for me. That's my weather radio update. Fire alarms, not really a change. I'm just waiting for this fall season to hit so that I can start the series. I'm not going to release it here. I'm not going to talk too much about it to not spoil it, but um, I'm just waiting for it to get cooler so I can start. Because I like doing
Yeah,
alarms around cooler weather. I don't usually do alarms in hot weather. I have like a kind of like a schedule, like a phase type thing. So I do weather radios in the summer and spring, and I be outside in the summer and spring. And I'm doing other hobbies, but my fire alarms I like to usually do around fall and winter. And then when spring and summer hits, then I get back to the other hobbies, and then I do it like a cycle, which just feels more organized. But I still buy alarms every now and then, not as much. I mean, I've bought quite a few lately because for my system, but I buy like an alarm for my collection, like one a month or something.
but yeah. Let me go ahead and read the comments. Hello there, Hillsborough County WX. How you doing? And hello there, Hamza. How you doing? But yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, yeah. Since we're starting to get to September, I definitely am looking forward to nice cooler weather because after months of scorching heat, especially we got in the triple digits for my area, it was just yeah. I'm so glad that it's finally coming because I'm ready for nice cooler weather. Where I'll be going outside more often, just zooming around. But of course, I am gonna be saving up to get a battery powered yard vacuum because I've used my neighbor. I mean, I did have a yard vacuum before, but it was corded and it was just a pain in the butt and stuff having to wrap up the cord and all that stuff. And one of my neighbors, I actually borrowed their battery powered yard vacuum. It's really awesome to use. So I'm definitely gonna save up to get me one. That way, I have one of my own.
I do not know what is going on with StreamYard. I can't edit my avatar. Let me try again. This is irritating.
But yeah, I remember I used to dread about the summer ending because back then when I still had to go to school. But thank God I don't have school anymore, which I'm done. I'm free. I can just do whatever I want other than just taking care of the house and other responsibilities, which I don't mind too much.
I
But
don't
yeah,
go to school either. School is not built for me anyway.
yeah, I mean, when I was a freshman in high school, I had a lot of friends that I've known for a long time, and I was actually quite famous during that time before I moved and switched schools. And after I switched schools, I just felt so isolated, and I just felt like I wasn't welcome at that school after I switched. But yeah, but thankfully it's all in the past. It's done and over with. I can just focus on my own life and all that stuff. Which yeah, that's what I've been doing. It's been improving my mental health a lot. So yeah.
I don't like school. Not only that, I'm going to say something about school really quick. Not everyone agrees, but it's actually quite true, and there's evidence to even back it up. But at least 95% from what you learn in school, you don't actually use in reality, like in your actual real life. So to me, sometimes school is just a waste of time,
Yeah,
in
like
my opinion. But
yeah, there's just too many stupid requirements that's just not going to help your future. I mean, I guess for some things like basic math, like like addition, subtraction, multiplication, I can understand that. But like algebra was the worst I had to deal with in math. I've struggled that a lot, and I don't even know algebra because it's been a long time since I've dealt with that garbage, and I don't even care for it.
I've never even done it. Because I'll tell a little bit of a story really quick about me. I actually haven't done middle and high school, believe it or not, because I'd done elementary school, but middle school and high school I barely didn't do in my life. In fact, I'm going to admit it here, I dropped out. But I have a reason why I dropped out, not just because I hate school. It's because it was actually because of medical reasons. But middle school I didn't do really because my dad was afraid to take me to a public middle school because of me being on the spectrum, and I was a very easy target for being bullied anywhere I went. So we had to find special schools, as they call it, to put me in so that I'm around other kids that are just like me, like these program type things. Unfortunately, one of those schools I went to was a fake. We call it a fake. It was essentially, let's say, like you're just some residential person in a neighborhood and you want to, like, oh, I have an idea, I want to make money on kids, I'm going to start a school. That's basically what it was. And we weren't actually getting legitimate license. The teachers were not licensed and stuff. It was pretty bad. And then I went to a second one after that one flunked, and then they were just as bad. So after a while, I actually did some homeschooling, but then high school came around, and I'm not going to say the name of the school, of course, to protect my identity, and protect myself in general in the area I live in. But the high school I went to, I didn't stay long because I contracted one of the worst things I've ever went through, and that was COVID. I was in high school for a good week and a half, and then boom, COVID hits. And it was the worst experience I've ever had in my life, as far as right now speaking. The headache, I can't describe it. The headache was similar to bone crushing. Okay, that's how bad it was. And all I wanted, I don't want to be dark, but I was just honestly hoping that I was going to pass away because it was such bad pain. It was miserable. It's hard to describe, guys, because you unless you got someone that can relate to that's had the same experience, then yeah. But the headache was worse than any other thing from that COVID. And COVID kind of screwed me up permanently because it's made me different. It's my whole family contracted it, and they all say that COVID really did make them feel different. They're not the same as they used to be, and it's kind of scary how COVID kind of changed me, honestly, because I feel my mental health is okay, but it's a little bit worse after COVID. But my physical health is what's really bad. I got this thing called tinnitus. I don't know. I wonder if it was because of the COVID, but tinnitus is essentially a ringing in your ears, and it's really hard to treat. There's no cure for it. It usually is caused by hearing loss, like from loud noises. But I got it because of sinus issues, and I have a Eustachian tube dysfunction, which I'm going to the doctor now for. And I feel like the COVID gave me that. And the COVID made me really weak and fatigued and drained my exhaustion. I tried to go back to school. I failed. I didn't attend for 3 months, and then they eventually kicked me out. They're like, your attendance is bad, so we're kicking you out. And I didn't care, dude. I was miserable. Okay, I didn't care about school at that time. I was bedridden, and I didn't do anything but, suffer, I guess, if you want to call it that. And then I went to another high school, which again, I didn't even last that long. That was during when we had a Hurricane Idalia, to be exact. after Hurricane Idalia, I went there and I only lasted a couple days, and the whole exhaustion thing in the school was just coming back with a vengeance. And I'm like, I don't want to do school anymore. I just can't do this. So I quit, and that is how I am today. And I'm happy with that decision because if I really want to graduate, all I have to do is get a GED now. I don't need to go through all the whole school thing to be successful. You know, there's people that were high school dropouts that are actually
Yeah,
successful.
yeah. I've learned that people have this misconception that you're gonna be a miserable failure if you drop out of high school, which that's not true. There's actually if you do research, there's actually plenty of people who dropped out of high school that started their own business and started making their own stuff, and that's. I mean, I wish I could have dropped out of high school, but I guess I don't really need to because I'm done with it. But honestly, once I finished high school, I just treat it as if I was dropping out because I did not care about the graduation, and especially since I never felt like I was welcome at that school. I just want to get it done and over with and just get out of there. Just, be done and over with. But yeah.
School was just a horrible experience for me. Elementary was bad too.
Yeah, let me read
Because
sorry. I was going to read the comments real quick. Yeah, I hope you do get better, Hillsborough County. I do hope you get one. But yeah,
elementary school was tough too, though, around 4th and 5th grade, because that's when the whole puberty thing started. And that's when I started getting the mental stuff, like, I hate it here, and, oh, I don't want to live anymore, and all this crap, and, all that stupid shit. And so sorry to cuss, but my mistake, my bad. Yeah, I just didn't want to, school sucks, honestly. Okay, it does. The only thing I liked about school was fire drills and fire alarms. That's kind of it. I mean, that's kind of why I got into fire alarms. Also because of my local mall, but I don't like. I learn off of YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Okay, I don't need school to be educated. Okay, I feel like I get most of my education on YouTube because I've watched a lot of really good educating videos, and I know a lot now. Plus, my grandfather is always educating me on new things every day. He helped me with getting a bank account. He helped me, setting up all this other stuff. So I just don't need school, man. I don't. I don't like school, and I don't support it. And another thing about school is that it's really easy to make enemies there. It's really easy, You do one wrong thing, if you freaking look too clean, or if you look too bad, or if you don't talk, or if you do talk too much, everybody there is gonna judge you, no matter who you are. School is just cruel,
that's
at
why
least to me. So
that sounds a bit controversial, but I honestly think that school should be abolished because, yeah, I mean, it shouldn't even be a requirement to begin with. It's honestly just stupid how they make school a requirement, especially with the stupid no cell phone policy. I mean, I can understand it for class time, but sometimes they need cell phones for an emergency, if they need to call their parents for something, then they need to have their cell phone for that. But yeah, that's why you know I wouldn't be surprised if parents started to take kids out of school and not have them go back there. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because I can understand why they take their kids out of schools and have them homeschooled instead. So, because I mean, thankfully I'm done with school because it's all in the past and I don't have to deal with that crap anymore. So yeah, I mean, yeah, the only thing that I sort of liked about school was having friends, especially when I was a freshman in high school. I had a lot of good friends I've known for a long time, and they cool to hang out with and stuff. But that was before I switched and moved 10 years ago, which I've lived in this house for 10 years now and had this channel for 9 years. So yeah, it's crazy how time goes by quick.
I'm gonna before I go, because I'm running across the clock here. If anything, like Hamza said, it needs to be reformed. Honestly, school needs to change. Okay, the protocols need to change for one, especially with school safety, because we just recently had another, another problem with school. I'm not going to mention it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's why.
another one of those.
This,
And
sorry, can I say this real quick? I've heard about what happened in Minneapolis. Which I'm not going to talk about and stuff, and that's honestly why I don't pay attention to the news at all because it's just nothing but depressing and just negativity, and it's just not good for your mental health. So that's why stay away from it. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's been happening a lot these days and stuff, and I've sort of become numb to this crap. I mean, it's terrible, but it's been happening a lot and stuff, and that's why I just stay away from the news because it's nothing but negativity when I got my things that make me happy, like my fire alarms and my vacuums and all that. But yeah, go ahead.
For one, school needs to have more security. I think there needs to be more security guards because I mean, most schools now have security guards, but there should be more than one. Some schools have multiple. I don't know if schools actually have cameras. I mean, I don't know, but personally, obviously don't have cameras where bathrooms and all that, but there should be cameras because the number one problem with school is obviously the bullying thing and all that. That's another thing. They should have a protocol set for bullying. Any little nasty thing or any little threat or all that, immediately take the kid in for questioning, like interrogation, and have him face the justice of that. Get him in trouble for that because there's a lot of this neglecting as far as principals and teachers go with bullying sometimes. There needs to be a protocol set for that. I just think schools need to change if they want to make it better, obviously more safer, because I'm going to be honest with y'all, no school is safe. I don't care if your school has barbed wire and electrical fence. There's always some way someone can get into a school easily and threaten your life. So schools always need to be up to date, and all that. Not only that, but of the fire alarm systems. I've seen some news stories of them neglecting their alarm systems, which is just stupid as well. I've watched plenty of those. That's stupid. Like there's some, just go on YouTube really quick and look up fire alarm news, and you'll see a bunch of videos regarding to schools failing on their drills. That needs to be changed as well. I mean, not every school in America does that, but some fail, especially the state. But yeah, school needs to change. But anyway, I can't really vacuum now. I'm sorry, Jimmy, because I actually have to leave here now. I can't really do alarms. I can't really be here long because I'm going on a night ride and gonna go do my own thing, and plus probably because I'm in like mosquito trucks and stuff, and they're in a zone tonight that I really want to go into.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining. But yeah, thanks for joining.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, thanks for joining.
Yeah, I can be here till 7:30, but
But yeah,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, I do agree. Like with all the crap that's been going on in schools, it's not just fire alarms that they should have. They should also have police alarms, like similar to the fire alarm system, where they have like blue pull stations or push stations, where like if somebody sees an intruder, like they'll push a button or pull down a blue pull station, and that will automatically alert the building or lock down and notify the police that there's an armed intruder on campus. But yeah,
Honestly, they should also have medical and weather alarms because medical things can happen. In fact, my elementary school, or was high school, I don't know, we had an incident some time ago where the ambulance came, and I feel like there should be medical alarms in case someone passes out in the hallway or something. Weather alarms, now, most schools, I mean, not all of them, but some schools have alert strobes and stuff, which can be used it's called mass notification. You can use it for medical. You can use it for police. You can even use it for weather. And the most common is lockdown and weather. And I think that's a good thing. Some schools have the blue point systems, like those police BG-12s, which I wish I got one of those, but there was some on eBay some time ago, but I didn't notice, and everyone just bought them instantly. Freaking people. Anyway, whatever. But yeah.
But yeah, I do got me a police push station right here, so I guess it's sort of like my own blue point, even though it's connected to the.
Yeah. Honestly, I want the police advanced strobe more than the pole station though, because the police pole station, in fact, you can actually peel off the cover and it will say fire underneath. It's actually just a painted blue. Well, it's not painted, but it's just a blue plastic, and they put a cover over it. The Advance is actually engraved with police. It doesn't really matter, but I just want the advanced strobe. I just think it would be really cool. But they're pretty rare and they're super difficult to get. So
You have this with a special advance with fire with a blue strobe lens on it, which I guess they call this a fire police alarm. But yeah,
honestly, I'd probably, if I'm so desperate for it, I'll probably be able to get that police strobe one of these days. But I could just take one in white that's blank, and then just put the blue lens over it. But I don't really want to spend my money on that right now because that's not a priority. So
yeah.
I'm mainly looking for like my most wanted alarm right now is a system sensor MAEH. So that's like my main priority, and then I'm looking for like anything else cool particular because I mainly like collecting system sensor stuff. I mean, I like other stuff, but I really want to get a Commander 1 soon because the Commander 1, I actually really like those, and then I really want to get the I need to get another MT later, but that's later right now. I just really want an MAEH though. But I'm getting one in ADA. If I see one in non-ADA, I'm not going to buy it because I really don't like non-ADA alarms, to be quite honest with y'all. Just not my. I like ADA more because I actually like to be able to see the reflector. I just really like the look of the mirror in it and the way it flashes. I just don't like non-ADA. I'm not a fan of non-ADA stuff. Yeah, I like that right there. It's just I like when they flash because you can actually see it and stuff. So plus non-ADA is not ADA compliant anymore. But obviously that was that not existent back then. I'm selling Commander 1s on eBay. I'll allow you to buy it for cheaper because I might consider it, but honestly, I like to get most alarms new in box because I like them to be in the best condition possible. In fact, the alarms I'm buying, I'm actually saving their boxes because after I use them, I put them back in the box to protect them as greatly as possible. I like having the original box as well. I do that because it protects them. So
Yeah, that's the same thing what I do when I get the most rarest files. And yeah, I did. I do definitely want to get a Commander 5, even though it does look weird and stuff. I mean, I will admit that it is kind of weird looking, but I still want to get one.
yeah, Hamza. I mean, I might consider it, but I'm just gonna get whatever's possible. Like I like to get stuff new in box. I love getting my stuff in wow, excuse me, I'm rude. Sorry. I like getting my stuff like in the best condition possible. So, and I did just buy a new classic too. I bought a first gen fixed Candela, so we'll see what I don't even know what Candela it is. It just showed the front of the device, so we'll see what it is. But I'll live with it nonetheless. I'm not gonna complain. I just want to get another one because I don't just want a P1224 MC. And
Yeah. I don't know if you're talking about the Commander 5, but yeah, I do kind of want to get one. But I mean, right now I'm kind of saving up to get a battery powered yard vacuum since we're approaching fall soon. I just kind of want to get a battery powered yard vacuum just so I have one ready and stuff, just to get it done and over with. But yeah, I definitely want to get one of those Commander 5s. Even though they do look weird looking and stuff, I will admit that. But I still kind of want to get one.
I really don't care, honestly. They're cool. I mean, I made fun of it, but all just for a joke. I actually, it's Gentex, and in my opinion, Gentex is pretty underrated as far as fire alarms go with people, and not many people like actually support the Commander 3s. And I actually like the Commander 3. I like the Commander 1s. The Commander 2s are okay, but they're fixed Candela, and I don't see a point in getting those. Commander 4s are okay, but me personally, I prefer wall mount than ceiling mount, but I like some ceiling mount devices. But I think it would be cool to have the Commander 5. The thing that I like about the Commander 5 is the fire lettering font. I don't know what it is, but it looks really cool. Out of any other font, the fire lettering font itself on the Commander 5 is just really cool looking. I don't know what it is.
Got my Gentex GMS. The original horn of this GMS did broke, but I did purchase another mechanical horn to replace it, so I was able to put it on it, and it works.
Gentex makes very good quality alarms. Yes, they do. If I'm not mistaken, aren't their alarms made in the USA? I think they are. Anyway, it's 10:33. I guess I gotta head out, but I thank you a lot for having me, Jimmy. And
Thanks for joining. It was fun.
And I guess I'll see you in the next stream. So
Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna stream again, but I don't really do it on a weekly basis that much anymore because over time it can get boring. So like maybe like once every few months or two. But yeah, but it depends. I mean, sometimes I may go live unexpectedly, like if there's a severe thunderstorm, which in the past I forgot to do that. But yeah, I'll try to remember if there's like a severe thunderstorm coming. I'll try to go live and see if I can get it.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you, chat. I'll see you later, and bye, Hamza. I'll see you guys in the next one, and thank you,
Yeah.
Jimmy. See you
Bye.
later. Ciao.
Cool. Oof. Yeah, I would agree that that Gentex does make pretty good quality alarms, but yeah, even though system sensor is my number one favorite, but like I said, I do like the wheel locks and the Gentex and the Simplex alarms, which unfortunately the Simplex 4903 speaker strobe that you may have seen when I converted to a horn strobe unfortunately broke, so I have to get a new one. But the mechanical horn that was on it when I took it off still works at least. But yeah, I just need to get myself a new 4903, which I do want to get a 4903 that's a fixed 30 candela with a mechanical horn. I'm not a huge fan of the electronic horns. Um, because yeah, that sound like the because since they don't have the jumpers or dip switches to do code 3. But yeah, of course my favorite alarms would be the I would say physically broke because when I was trying to adjust the horn pitch, a piece of the housing, the red part of the housing snapped off, and it just looked kind of ugly, and I just didn't want it, so I tossed it took after I removed the mechanical horn and stuff because the mechanical horn still worked. Excuse me. But yeah, the mechanical horn still worked and stuff, so I took it off and I still have it, which I think I put this on the GMS. But yeah, I guess that's the one thing I don't like about plastic is that they can break easily. So, but yeah, I mean, hopefully this doesn't break. I mean, it's kind of thick, so but yeah, it still works. But yeah, ugh, what was I gonna say? But yeah, I do agree with Landon that schools nowadays are just completely corrupted, and there's just a lot of toxicity going on. Which thank God I'm no longer in school. Which I finished high school like on June the 4th of 2018. So like, it's 7 years ago. So yeah, it's been 7 years since I finished high school, and it's in my life for me, it's going great. So, but I don't know what my future is gonna be like, but I'll figure something out, because I don't want people like pressuring me to tell me like that I should get a job. I'll get a job whenever I'm ready to. But yeah, right now I'm just enjoying the now moments and just enjoying what I have in my life, which is going great. But yeah, I would say so. I mean, these Spectral Classics, they have a little bit thicker plastic, so they won't break as easily. I mean, this is pretty thick right here, but yeah, as long as you don't do anything stupid, it shouldn't break easily. But yeah. Oof. I'm gonna be right back, guys. Yeah, I'll be right back. Just give me a few minutes. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm back. I just had to use the bathroom, but yeah, I'm back. But yeah, I was gonna say, schools nowadays are just very corrupted. There's just and like what Landon said, most of the things that you were required to take are not gonna help you in life, which I agree with that. And it's just honestly stupid how we have to take certain classes in order to graduate, which I honestly think that's just stupid. Like whoever came up with that idea is just it's just a controlling narcissism. Yeah, that's what I can't stand about people is that they can be controlling and narcissistic and put out all these dumb requirements. Cause yeah, but yeah, thankfully I'm done with school, so yeah. Ooh. Oops. Yeah, I mean, the True Looks are pretty cool, but I just hate how they're like what's hard to tell which one's smart sync and which one's free run, and especially when it's like kind of hard to like pry open the bag just to get to the terminals and all that stuff. But yeah, ooh, mm. Yeah. Like I personally don't plan on getting any Simplex True Looks because they're just a pain in the butt to you know deal with and stuff. I mean, I have one that does work, which you may have seen in my last mini system test where I had it on my MDL sync module to do code 3. So because like I've tried when I used a regular DC power supply, the strobe wouldn't flash even when it was on free run. So I guess it's just permanent smart sync. But I guess it doesn't matter because I have the MDL sync module. But yeah. So. Oof. And by the way, I did purchase another Faraday chime strobe, so I'll have two of those Faraday chime strobes. Like the one that you see in my video, because I kind of want to get another. But yeah. I got my weather scan on. But yeah, this is like the only piece of childhood memory of the Weather Channel that I can still watch to this day. Like the way the Weather Channel, the way it is now, which is honestly kind of crappy. Like they don't even do much of the weather forecast that much anymore. It's mostly just documentaries of like Highway to Hell, for example. All that stuff. I mean, they don't really do as much weather forecast as they used to back like in the early 2000s when I was growing up. So this is like, and plus the way how the theme colors, especially when it was like all blue. Yeah, this is definitely like the only piece of childhood memory of the Weather Channel that I can still watch to this day. Yeah, I just turned the camera around so you can have a wider view. But yeah, this is like the only piece of childhood memory of the Weather Channel that I can still watch to this day. So yeah. Oof. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to fall because after months of scorching heat, I'm finally getting some nice cool weather, especially when I can just have the windows open and listen to the nice, relaxing sounds of the cicadas and the crickets. Which I might go out in the screen and porch and just so you guys can listen to the relaxing cicadas. It's starting to get pretty dark out, so yeah. But yeah, I'll wait a little bit till this crickets. But right now I have my windows open because it's really nice and cool outside. And yeah, I definitely like this time of year where we approach September and it starts to get cooler, and we can still listen to the crickets and the cicadas. chirping while it's nice and cool, where it's not so muggy and humid and hot. 'Cause, yeah, I don't. Yeah, to be honest, I personally don't like. I personally don't like days where it's like really hot and muggy and humid and stuff. I mean, it's good. I mean, it is good for like going to the beach or going swimming and stuff. But when you're like doing outside work and stuff, and you have to deal with all the mosquitoes and putting bug spray and getting all sweaty, yeah, I don't like that. I can't stand that. It just feels gross and stuff, and I have to take a shower after that. So yeah, but that's why that's why I wish I that's why I wish I had cooler weather almost all year. I mean, I still like the summer weather for like going to the beach and stuff, but I wish it would only for last like maybe a month or a little less, like maybe 3 weeks. So, but yeah. Oof. I'm gonna mute myself real quick. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. Just had to listen to a message that my friend sent me, so I just didn't want to have it playing. Whew. Yeah, I would like to get a job like working like as a fire alarm technician. That would be pretty nice if I did get a job. Working as a fire alarm technician. But yeah, I mean, I think you have to have like a license, something like that. But yeah, but yeah, but yeah. The only thing I believe about having a job is, job is something that you're gonna like and that you're gonna enjoy. That's what I believe. That's the most important thing. Is I mean, I can understand for like if you need a job to get money and stuff, which I honestly don't like that. I mean, you know, one of my friends told me that money can lead to selfishness. That money can lead to selfishness, which I do agree. But I'm not gonna really talk about it too much. But yeah, I just hate how you have to like get a job in order to survive. But thankfully, I don't have to deal with that. So, but yeah, I definitely like how I can still watch this piece of childhood memory of the Weather Channel to this day. Like this is like the only piece of the Weather Channel that I grew up seeing during my childhood that I can still watch to this day, and I'm very happy that I found it. It's called Weather Scan. If you don't know what it is, just do a Google search in the first result, and it will take you to that. So yeah, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll let you guys watch this for like maybe another few more minutes, and then after that, I'll go ahead and do the vacuuming and of course after when I I'm probably gonna be using two vacuums for this live stream, like maybe my Shark, which is my Shark Stratos power lift away, and I think and then I guess the second one will be my Kenmore lift away. So because I haven't used that one in a while, but yeah. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I definitely like the weather channel the way it was back in the early 2000s. Like, I would say 2005 was the best era of the weather channel. Like, that's what I liked the most. Oof. But yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to guys listen to it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention actually before the vacuuming outdoor, I showed you guys this for like a couple more minutes. Maybe I'll go sit out on the screen and porch so you guys can listen to the crickets and the cicadas chirping. 'Cause, yeah, I enjoy listening to the sound of that. Especially on a nice cool evening, because it just brings me peace and comfort, and just makes my evenings very more relaxed. You know, very relaxing, and that's what I definitely enjoy. Whew. But yeah, like the weather channel is basically like the only. Even though I don't really like the weather channel the way it is now compared to what it was back then, but yeah, the weather channel the way it. But the weather channel is pretty much like the only news network that I pay attention to because yeah, I don't watch Fox News or CNN because all it's really about is about negativity and politics and all that, and I just don't watch it. It's just yeah, yeah, especially what happened in Minneapolis. But yeah, just stay away from the news because it's just nothing but depressing, and it's just yeah, it's not worth getting depressed over the things you can't control, especially if it's happening so far away. So, but yeah, I just focus on my own things and my own happiness, like things that bring me joy, like my fire alarms, my vacuums, and of course my dragons, which I have that greenish looking dragon character next to that jar of money of coins right there. Yeah. I'm gonna actually open up the other. Sorry about that, but yeah, back to the live stream. So, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I did kind of miss a lot and stuff, and I don't know if you were reminded, but I did went live at like around 7 p.m. So yeah, but of course I'll still have this posted so you can like rewatch it if you want to. But yeah, but yeah, this is like the only piece of childhood memory that I can still watch to this day. You know, like the Weather Channel to this day. But yeah, maybe a few minutes after 8 o'clock, I'll go outside on the screen porch just so you guys can listen to the crickets. Well, actually, before I do that, I was gonna change this. I was gonna oof. I was gonna go to the other weather scan that I have. This is like the other weather scan I can also watch, which is actually the exact one that I grew up watching during my childhood memory of the Weather Channel back at like when it was in 2005. But yeah. But yeah, look how sapphire blue it is. But yeah, I definitely like the Weather Channel the way it's pretty much like almost exactly the Weather Channel the way it was when I was growing up. And yeah, I'm pretty happy that I get to watch this during my on this day because this was the Weather Channel that I grew up watching during my childhood. And yeah, that's what I can still watch this day, and I'm pretty happy about that. I'm gonna move the cursor out of the way. Yeah, yeah, you're good. Yeah, probably same here. Like, when I was 6 years old, the Weather Channel was probably like this back then, and that's what I grew up watching. But fortunately, the way the Weather Channel is now, it's just honestly kind of crappy, and that's why I don't really watch it. Like, this is like pretty much the Weather Channel that I mean, this is honestly like the real Weather Channel that I watch because this is what I grew up seeing during my childhood. Especially, I like the way they designed that logo with the partly cloudy logo that you see on the screen right there. But yeah. This emulator isn't going anywhere. It will never be taken down, and it will always be here until the end of time. Reading the words that are going across at the bottom, nothing will force this emulator to be taken down, taken off the internet. Which that's good, because I hope they never do. It's like the only piece of childhood memory I can still watch to this day. So, yeah, I hope that never happens, because that would be just depressing. But yeah. Oof. Just for another 5 more minutes of watching this, and then I'm gonna go out into the back patio. Yeah, it's honestly kind of stupid how some emulators can be illegal, which is just ridiculous. Like, they always come up with saying, like, oh, it's old and outdated, so we have to replace it. Ugh. Like, if it's still working, then there's no need to replace it or update it. Like, same thing with the original Tom and Donna voice on the Noah Weather Radar system, which I miss those, because they were the best. I mean, the new Paul voice is okay, but I prefer the original Tom Noah Weather Radio voice and the Donna voice as well. I mean, I don't know why they had to replace that, because they were working just fine. You know, yeah, there's no need to like replace things that are like working just fine just to get them up to date. I mean, this whole like old and outdated thing, even though it's still working, it's just a bunch of baloney. But yeah, if it's still working just fine, then there's no need to replace it. So I don't know why. It's like people these days are all into fashion and style and stuff. I mean, which I personally don't really care for that. But yeah, at least I can still watch this day, which I'm happy about it because I hope it never gets taken down. Yeah, I remember the original Tom voice. Yeah, I remember the original Tom voice when I was when I first got my no weather radar system. I remember the Tom voice. So yeah, but yeah. Oof. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, I'll be right back real quick. So, let me mute myself. Okay, so guess I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys out back so you guys can listen to the crickets. Let me turn off my camera real quick. Oof. Yeah, sorry about that. Just had to take care of something. So, cool. So now we're outside in my back patio. So it feels nice and cool outside. So I don't know if you guys can hear the crickets, but yeah. Oof. Yeah. Feel good. I mean, even though you missed quite a lot, but you can always rewatch the stream. But yeah. Oof. But yeah, doesn't it sound like the crickets sound very pleasant? Oof. Yeah. But yeah, doesn't the sound of the crickets and the cicadas sound very relaxing? That's what I enjoy. Yeah, dragonflies are pretty cool. Oops, sorry about that. I accidentally bumped the tripod, but yeah, I would say that dragonflies are pretty cool. Like I used to be kind of terrified of them because I thought they would sting you badly, but once I've learned about them, they're actually very useful, especially when they eat mosquitoes and other annoying insects that bother you. But yeah, I wish there was lots of dragonflies because that would definitely keep the mosquitoes away. But yeah. So I'm just cracking up some sticks here. So oh geez, sorry that happened to you. Yeah, dang, that's sorry that happened to you. I mean, I've always wanted to try skydiving, but same time, I'm not sure if I want to. But it looks pretty fun, and I kind of want to. But I've also want to kind of do some kite surfing too. Like when people like kite surf at the beach and stuff, it looks pretty fun. Like I've watched videos where people take videos of where they do crazy stunts on there while they do kite surfing. I mean, it's pretty cool. I kind of want to try that. But yeah. Well, yeah, now that we're getting close to September, I'm ready for fall. I mean, as much as I enjoyed going to the beach, but same time it can be a pain in the butt having to deal with sunburn and sand and sunscreen all over you. But yeah, I mean, I only, I mean, so far I only went to the beach like only twice this year. I mean, that was it. I mean, no, it's not much, but I did got myself wet from the sprinkler, like from my blue tripod impulse sprinkler, and I also have like a little portable pool tub with like a miniature swimming pool that's they can like fold up and stuff, and I was able to use that just kind of soak myself in it, and it felt pretty nice. Yeah, indoor. I mean, I've done indoor skydiving before. I mean, it was a little. I mean, I guess I didn't really do much because I didn't know how, but maybe I'll try again sometime. But yeah, yeah. Yeah, indoor. Yeah. Oops. Sorry about that. I was just kind of watching it from my iPad and just see how it looks so far. So yeah, that was just me watching it from my iPad. Yeah, yeah. It sucks having to go back to school. I mean, I remember I used to dread about the summer ending and stuff because I had to go back to school. But thank God I don't. Because yeah, I'm done with school. I can just do whatever I want in my life. Of course, responsibilities of taking care of things, which I don't mind doing stuff. But yeah. But yeah, I don't know what my future's gonna be like, but I try not to think about it too much because it would just give me stress and anxiety and stuff. So I just, I try to focus on the now moment of what I have, and it seems to always go by quick. So yeah, but yeah, Yeah, same here, Shred White Tea. I definitely don't miss school at all. I enjoyed hanging out with friends and stuff, especially when I was a freshman in high school. I had a lot of good friends I've known for since I was in elementary school, but that was before I switched. That was before me and my dad moved to this house, and before I switched schools. So it was a big change because it was the first time me moving, which has been like 10 years. So yeah, yeah. Some of you did enjoy school and miss it, and that's. I mean, if you enjoyed school, then that's cool. But for me, I did not personally enjoyed it. But yeah, so you can get other view. Yeah, I mean, winter can be fun too for like Christmas, but like sometimes it can be a pain in the butt, especially when there's ice. Winter can be bad if there's like ice conditions outside, and especially if you're driving. Like the best place to be during an ice storm or even a winter storm is your home, because yeah, your home is like your safest place to be during a winter storm because you have all your things and stuff. You have a roof over your head, food, water, and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, definitely want to make sure you have like food and water stored with you before the ice storm comes. Because yeah, but yeah, especially when it's cold outside. I don't really go outside at all and stuff when it's cold, wet, and soggy. I just pretty much just stay inside and hibernate. Play video games and of course test my firearms for fun. Whenever I feel like it. But yeah, and yeah. And one thing I will say is that I definitely plan on staying single because getting married and having kids is just too much work and too much responsibility. Because it's just too much work and too much responsibility, and I don't want to deal with that. So I plan on staying single. Yeah, up in Canada it can be very very cold. But yeah, but I guess it would be the advantage for people who can't stand the hot, humid weather. Because yeah, it would be yeah. Yeah, sorry about the noise in the background. It's just one of my neighbors who's driving a motorcycle. So, but yeah, but yeah, but yeah, it does get pretty cold up in Canada. But I guess if I didn't have air conditioning back then, I probably would have moved up there because, it's easier to stay warm than it is to stay cool. Because maybe because I eat a lot and I have so much metabolism. But yeah, yeah, that was a pretty good cicada. Yeah, I love the sounds of the crickets and the cicadas chirping. It just sounds so relaxing. I'm gonna stay here for like another 5 more minutes, and then I'll go back inside and do some vacuuming, and then the fire alarm test. I never heard of a generation that's hooked up to a fire alarm system, but yeah, I personally don't plan on getting another panel because it's just too much work, and not too much work, but it's just, it's too expensive to buy because like the panel that I bought that you may have seen during January of 2024, which was over a year ago. I mean, it was fun using it and stuff, but since it doesn't work anymore, and I've only had it for like maybe less than a month, and I paid like $500, there's just honestly no point of getting a panel. I mean, but yeah, plus I have my own MDL sync module where I can have certain devices that do code 3, yeah, that can't do code 3 on its own. Like the Spectralux and the We All Gay As where it has a jumpers or dip switches to do code 3. But yeah, I just don't see the purpose of getting a panel just to power up a fire load. We can just use a DC power supply and all that stuff. But yeah. I mean, if I would, I mean, the odds of me getting lucky at getting another panel for free unexpectedly, but I don't know. But yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I'll have to check out his video sometime. I mean, I do sometimes watch his Phylum content, which is pretty cool. But I do also watch SCR Safety and sometimes New Age Server Alarm, which I enjoy watching their channels. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and go back inside and we'll do some vacuuming. Let me turn off my camera. So. Oops. Cool. Cool. So, yeah. So yeah, it's time to do some vacuuming and. Let me watch these earplugs real quick. So. So the first vacuum I'm going to be using is the Shark Stratos Dual Clean Power Lift One, which is the one I got for my birthday. Clean up some of the stuff out and unwrap the cord. So here we go. Look at the comments quick. But yeah, how's that vacuuming? You did a good job. Let's set this to the side right here. And I guess the last vacuum for the stream would be the Kenmore lift away. I haven't used this one in a while, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use this. And I'm gonna put some shredded debris on the floor just so you can see how well it picks up. We find some debris to put on the floor. There's a receipt I can put down on the floor. This piece of debris right here. It's an old receipt that I forgot to throw out, so I'm just gonna use that to, see how well it can clean up the shredded paper. Yeah. See it better. So I'm gonna actually adjust it like that. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm putting some shredded paper in the floor. So let's see how well it's clean. So here we go. Hey, look at that tectonic action. Is that pretty hot? Cool. So how is that vacuuming? Some of the vacuums I put in the closet. I have 2 closets in my room, and I put them. Most of them I put them in the closets in my room. And I guess maybe 1 or 2 of them I put them in a corner in my room where they'll be on display. So, but yeah, I'm not sure which vacuum I'm gonna get next, but I kind of want to get a regular canister vacuum. That was the secondary. That was the other choice. So, if you see my community post of which vacuum should I get next, I kind of want to get that aspirin, or I don't know how that's pronounced, but it's that other canister vacuum. That was the other choice besides that VacMaster wet. I kind of want to get that, but yeah. So I guess it's time for the phylum test. So yeah. Yeah, I have this towel covering the displays because whenever I sleep at night, I always put this towel over the display so that way the lights don't bother me when I'm trying to sleep. But yeah, I have just a remote stove across from my room because I don't want to leak too much Alonzo what Alonzo I'm going to be using next. But I guess you'll see that one of them will be the Spectral Classic second generation. That's going to be up on the wall. So, I'm closing my windows that way the neighbors don't hear the alarm going off. There's a fire. So, yeah, I'll test the one on my wall first, and then I might do a couple, um, and then I'll do a couple alarm tests with my other alarms, with just these pods by itself. But yeah. But anyways, let's go ahead and do the alarms. I'm gonna probably sound this off for maybe around 5 minutes or so. But yeah, here we go. Cool. So, yeah, that was the phylum test on the wall, and we're not done yet, but we'll be soon. But I do also want to, here's another photo phylum system, because I also want to show you this. So let me get it out first. It's my demo board, and I decided I'm going to keep my demo board. I'm going to keep it like this for now, but I might cut it like shorter where I'm going to have. I decided I'm going to keep the demo board for now, but I'm going to cut it shorter where I'm going to mount the pole station right here and the phylum. I'm going to mount the pole station in this hole at the bottom right here, and I'm going to mount the phylum right here once I cut it shorter, because I kind of want to. Yeah, I kind of want to make it even more smaller, where it's just easily, where I can just easily take it with me instead of having a big, tall one. But yeah, I'm gonna show you this with the additional light that I put on it. But yeah, so 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 here we go. I'm gonna turn off the light in the actually I'm gonna turn this light on first, and then go ahead and pour down soon. Here we go. It's an RSGT bar. So yeah, I got my beacon light and my wheel like OSS. The music is from the Weather Channel.
The regional forecast.
Yeah, it's from the weather. It's from the weather scan on my computer right there.
Your current conditions. The local Doppler radar.
Started turning the music down. So yeah, that's my Edwards adaptive beacon. So you get close up. Yeah, I really do like this beacon. I do have another one that's blue. That was the first one, but I don't have the bulb for it. So I need to get another bulb for it. So yeah, a couple more. Oops. Sorry about that. I accidentally turned off my phone, but yeah, sorry about that. But yeah. But yeah, I definitely want to get some more beacons like this. Maybe I'll get an amber one or another red one or maybe another blue one. But yeah, they're pretty cool. But yeah. But yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and reset it and add I'm gonna do actually one more phylum system test, and I guess that'll be it. But I want to put this Gentex GMS, which I put a new mechanical horn on it since the original one broke. But yeah, let me go ahead and Telling me to get some more wires for it. Sorry about that. Yeah, I guess I can get the wires in here and hook these. Oh, great, this spring wire screw thing broke off, but that's okay. I got plenty of wire nuts. Come on. Yeah, it broke off. Oh well, I got plenty of wire nuts, so don't worry about it. Move this inside and get some more, another wire nut. Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about wire nuts, is that sometimes they'll like break in the spring, where it goes in the wire nut thing, the screw thing and stuff breaks off, and I just have to throw it away. But I got me a whole box of wire nuts. That's a lot, so it'll last me a long time before I have to get a whole new set of wire nuts. And like one thing that I kind of learned, like whenever I mount my like my RSS on my demo board, I always put some pigtail wires behind it. That way, that way I don't have to keep holding the file up while trying to screw into the terminals. I can just use wire nuts once already mounted on the wall, and I can also have another set of pigtail wires if I want to hook up another file onto the system. But yeah. That wasn't in there right. Oops. Get my... Yeah, I got this pretty long screwdriver right here, so yeah. Cool. So I got my mechanical horn, my GMS hooked up. So yeah, so here we go. This will be the last Phylum system test of the stream, and that'll be it. So I'm gonna sound this off for like maybe a minute or two. So here we go. Cool. So, yeah, that concludes the Follow testing. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. It was pretty good. So I'm not sure when I'm gonna go live, but like maybe like another couple months or so. But yeah, I personally don't plan on going live that much anymore because I just it seems like when I do it quite often, it gets kind of boring and stuff. But I'll still be posting videos of my hobbies and stuff as always. But yeah, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. So thank you all for watching.